okay, the open road. I'm getting ready to go on another trip and getting the big Triumph. Well, wait a minute. What's this? Hey, that's not my helmet. That helmet, that's a space helmet. There's a space helmet on my motorcycle. It says NASA right on it. It's so cool.
Hey, that's my helmet.
That's your helmet?
Where'd you get this?
Oh, somebody must have left it there. Helmets are helmets, right? Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. Hi, I'm Mr. Brown.
I'm Kendra Toole. How are you?
Good to meet you, Kendra. So, Kendra, look, what are you doing here? What?
I came out here to see a rocket launch that'll take me to space one day.
No kidding? So, are you an astronaut or what?
I'm an aerospace engineer.
No kidding? An honest to goodness, board certified, real life, in person. Yeah, she's real. Aerospace engineer. An engineer. Let's go on the porch and talk, because this is gonna be cool. This is cool stuff. Wow. She's got her space outfit on. Yeah. Kendra, tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, I'm an aerospace engineer, and I've wanted to be an astronaut since I was 9 years old. I build rockets.
You build rockets?
I do.
Since you were 9.
Since I was 9 years old.
Wow.
And I've been working towards it since then.
Wow. 9. You knew what you wanted to do when you were 9 years old.
I did. I read a book about space camp, and I went to space camp.
Where's space camp at?
Space camp is in Huntsville, Alabama. U.S. Space Camp. I went in California and Florida, but those programs are no longer in business.
So you knew what you wanted to do from that very young age. Wow, so cool. Aerospace engineer. Tell us a little bit about how you got there, or how did you know that's what you wanted to do?
So at Space Camp, they told us all about the astronauts from Apollo all the way through space shuttle missions, and I read about their profiles.
Their profiles. What is a profile?
Well, a typical astronaut is either military, they can be a pilot, or they're an engineer for the most part. Often they're scientists.
So you're like a scientist.
I don't do as much science. I do more engineering, and there's a distinction, science versus engineering. But yeah, it's a lot of science, a lot of math, and a lot of building things and seeing how things work.
Is there like a process when you build things and like test and it's kind of like the scientific method, isn't it?
It is like the scientific method. So a lot of the time with our rockets, we do planning and design. We run analysis. Then we do qualification testing to make sure that things work, that they won't break at high thrusts. Then we will do final tests and checkouts to make sure that everything is ready for flight, and then we'll fly it.
You fly rockets. That just blows my mind. She flies real life rockets. That is so cool. That is so cool. Not just bottle rockets. These are huge rockets, right?
Yep. So the rocket that I saw tested yesterday was the SLS solid rocket booster. SLS is the Space Launch System. It's the rocket that'll take astronauts from the U.S. to Mars and the Moon and beyond.
Really?
That solid rocket booster is one of 2 that will be on the SLS rocket, and it is 3.3 million pounds of thrust.
That's 3 points. That's a lot of horsepower. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That would just like pretty much shake the earth. And
You could feel your body shaking while it was firing.
No
Out
kidding.
here at Promontory, Utah.
which is not far away.
It's not far at all. You can go and the public can watch at their tests.
Really? What company is that with?
It's Orbital ATK, which is where I work as an aerospace engineer. I'm based in the Dulles, Virginia office.
Which is by Washington D.C.
Near Washington,
Yeah,
D.C.
and that's not anywhere near Provo. That's a long ways away.
It's a long ways away.
Yeah.
But we have many offices. We have offices in Clearfield, Bacchus, and Promontory, Utah.
Wow, that is so cool. So, like at 9 years old, you knew what you wanted to be, and you read those profiles to find out how they got there, right?
I did. I spent a lot of time reading about what the people who were doing what I wanted to do, how they got to where they were. I looked where they went to college. I went and saw what did they do in their free time, and I thought about the things that I would like to do that could build the same sets of skills, and I pursued them.
So how did you choose the college that you went to?
I looked through the astronaut profiles, saw that many of them were aerospace engineers. I realized that that was something I really wanted to do. I love rockets. I've built them since I was 9 years old. Little bottle rockets, and little Estes rockets. So I decided that I wanted to do aerospace engineering. I looked at the colleges in the U.S. that had aerospace engineering. I narrowed them down to about 10 and applied. And I went to the one who gave me the biggest scholarship, which was Boston University.
I know. I used to live in Boston. That you know what? That makes us just like that because I know. That is so cool. And you lived in the city and went to school there, right?
Yep,
Oh.
I lived in the city and I worked at MIT in a
No
laboratory.
kidding. What does MIT stand for?
Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It's the #1 school for engineering in the U.S., probably the world. It's an amazing place. It has astronauts on staff and really creative projects. It was a great opportunity. I worked on a project where we tested partial gravity on mice so that we could prepare for what the Martian atmosphere on Mars would do to human bodies
Over time.
over time in space.
That is so cool. Real life, they're thinking about a mission to Mars, aren't they? A manned mission.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the SLS goal, is to go to Mars eventually. You can check it out at #JourneyToMars.
What does SLS stand for?
Space Launch System.
Wow. Engineers. So you have to get good grades. Like, what kind of classes did you take in high school?
So in high school, I took all the advanced placement physics and calculus classes. And I also did biology for a short term, but that's where I really decided that I wanted to be a mechanical/aerospace engineer because I love physics. Biology wasn't my favorite, though I did enjoy it. I also took electronics as an elective, and I participated in a lot of sports and athletics as well, which helped me gain leadership as well as team training.
Which is important in your chosen career.
It's very important. Communication is key.
Wow, that is so interesting. Okay, now you've told me a little bit about this aerospace career. Tell me a little bit about it. Enables you to do what in Uganda and how you got involved in that.
So I work in Uganda at an orphanage. I work doing outreach to kids aged from infancy all the way to 25 at this time. I've been working there for 9 years. So I've seen a lot of the kids grow up into young adults, and I do a lot of different things at the orphanage, but specifically I work on education and setting goals and working towards the future. And my career has really enabled me to do it because I've been able to make an income that can pay for my trips to go there as well as afford me the time off to spend time there. And I've done it since I was 17 years old.
Wow. And when you say you work in Uganda, you don't get paid for that work, do you?
I don't get paid, no, but it's amazing. It's something that makes me very happy, and I've built incredible relationships with not only the kids who I call my little brothers and sisters, but also my friends, the interpreters, the administration at the orphanage. They are pivotal parts of my life at this point.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, Kendra, thank you so much for telling us about your story, and I'm glad you found your helmet. Aren't you? I'm kind of glad you found that because it's important. The helmet is not DOT approved. It's a space helmet. That is so cool. Thanks again.
No
I appreciate
problem.
it.